Now, at one time, you may know that 24 different subspecies of wolves roamed from Mexico all up into Canada. But by 1930, Yellowstone National Park killed out all their wolves. By 1950, all the wolves across the United States were killed out. Humans killed out 24,132 wolves due to fear, ignorance, and greed. Fear because they didn't know anything about wolves, and they were scared that the wolves were going to eat their families, eat their livestock. Ignorance because they didn't take the time to understand how wolves balanced out our ecosystem. And greed, the greed for money. Because at one time, the government would pay people to bring in any part of a wolf's body part. And they would pay $25 or more. Now, there's only 6 subspecies of wolves left today. The Arctic wolf, which is legal to hunt. The Canadian timber wolf, which is legal to hunt unless it migrates into the upper parts of the United States or some states, and is protected by the endangered species list. The Alaskan tundra wolf, legal to hunt. In fact, they're violating a federal order by issuing a hunting license with low-flying aircraft and killing the wolves from the air. The North American timber wolf, there's only 2 left. Chihuahua is one of them. The Mexican wolf, which is protected, there's 85 left. The red wolf, there's 18 left. There's 7, and then there's the Rocky Mountain timber wolf, which is a man-made species by the federal government and released in the Rocky Mountain area. There's only 18 of those left, and they're trying to kill out those. Now, wolves live in packs. There's the alpha male and the alpha female. They're the only pair that have cubs. They have cubs once a year, and they can have as many as from 1 to 20 cubs per year. Next in command of this pack is the beta female and the beta male. The beta female will help produce milk and help feed the alpha female's cubs. The rest of the packs are called omegas. They give strength to the pack. So the larger the pack, the stronger the pack, and then there's the omega, which the omega is a stress release of the pack. Wolves hunt in packs, but they have to get their prey running because they're not strong enough or brave enough just to go after the prey. Once they get their prey running, they linger behind and choose out the old, the weak, the sick, the injured, and the very young. And they bring that down. That's how they weigh out the diseases, birth defects in the herd. Wolves are not aggressive animals. A chihuahua is more dangerous than a wolf. A chihuahua will come running at your ankles, you can kick at it, it's going to bounce right back. In the 21 years of working and rescuing wolves from all ages, from small to full grown, in the 21 years I've never had a wolf to growl at me. I've never had a wolf to bite me. I've never had a wolf to snap at me. I've never had a wolf to try to attack me. The only thing that these wolves show are total fear. They'll even squat down and hold their paw up as if to say, please don't hurt me. So we have to work very carefully and very slow with these wolves. The wolves that we rescue from the wild, there's no way we can make them an ambassador wolf because their natural enemy is humans. And that can't be bred out of them. It is passed on from one generation to generation. So we have to take the wolves that are born at our facility and start with them very young, raise them on a bottle, and start getting them used that people are not their #1 enemy.
How many wolves do you have at your facility?
We've had as many as 18 at one time at our facility. Any other questions?
Vivian, could you maybe tell a story about how you got into this mission or began the Chisholm Wolf Foundation?
This lady was selling wolves to zoos. And I was going to nursing school to become a nurse. And she came, the mother had 17 cubs. And she developed mastitis, which is a milk gland infection. And the cubs could not eat. So she asked my daughter and I, if we would just bottle feed 2 cubs at 2 days old until they reached 6 weeks old. Well, how much trouble could 2 little cubs, 2 days old for 6 weeks? None. Well, not only did those, in that 6 weeks, did they touch my heart, but I also realized what was happening to the wolves. And that's how we rescued our first 2 wolves. And it was Bridget and Mattia. Shawaka is Bridget's daughter. And that's how we got started. Then it just grew. We became a nonprofit organization. Then we started rescuing wolves from the federal government due to forest fires. And that's how it all got started. They embarked me down a journey of a lifetime. Yes.
I want to have a comment, just from my own experience as a child, seeing the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, and there's multiple scenes where she's lost in the woods, and then those angry wolves come out and after her, and they're trying to eat her and kill her. And it's frustrating, I'm sure for you, because it starts as children. They see this animal as something that they should be scared of when, you know, if you're not educated on it, you don't know any better.
Right.
to think
Little Red
that-
Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, there's so
3
many.
little pigs and Big Bad.
Yeah, there's so many.
Boy Who Cried Wolf. Wolves in Sheep Clothing. All these stories. And I had a producer, a movie producer, to call me and ask me if they could use some of our wolves in their show. Well, when I found out that they were going to put the wolves as a very angry wolf chasing people, I said, no, you're not using, that's totally against all my education. Yes.
Okay, so just for example, if I was camping in Alaska and I came upon some wolves, what do I do?
Very good question. If you're camping and you see wolves, they're watching you for 3 reasons. You've invaded the territory, they can smell your food, and they're curious. What are you doing in their territory? Now, if you leave your food lying out, yes, they're going to come down, they're going to eat your food, but they're not going to attack your tent, and they're not going to attack you. If you're walking and you happen to walk on a pack, you immediately look at one in the eye and immediately look down. Your body language is saying, whoa, I've walked into your territory by mistake. I don't want to fight you for your territory. I don't want your territory. And as you're looking down, you turn around and you walk. Students don't ever run from an animal. You never run from a wild animal. It releases a chemical in their brain, prey, food, chase, and you walk back to your camp. Now the wolves are probably going to watch you to make sure that you get back to your camp. But they're not going to attack you. They're not like a bear. They're not like a cat in the wild. You can't have any animal that's on the endangered species list as a pet, okay? Unless you have federal permits and possibly state permits. And with the federal permits, you may have to have more than one. So you'd have to think about which one you want and then call the different USDI, USDA, U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and determine what permits you need for that particular. Just let her move.
She's
She's
fixing
just
to go
changing
somewhere.
positions.
No, she's
She's okay.
corporation. Foundation. Oh, they donate about 700.
Yeah, she'll give you a kiss. Now you can't turn your face.
I'm
afraid. You gotta look straight at her to get your kiss.
Because when you turn your face away, that's saying, no, I don't want to be friendly. Leave me alone.
I have to just look at her?
Yeah, just look at her and she'll give you a kiss.
Just lean towards her.
Here, I'll come with you.
Okay, you come with me.
Lean in with me. Give her a kiss. Yeah.